inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Tape my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming.
Hey, what's up, guys? I want to go back over a video I did back in January. When the whole tunnels thing was being discussed. Now, for myself, I haven't really seen any evidence of the tunnels. I mean, yes, there was tunnels underneath the University of Idaho, and as well as underneath the University of Pullman. But that doesn't mean the steam tunnels ran all the way under the house. So let's get into it, guys.
Hey, what's up, guys? Let's get back in some new drip drop videos. He's exposing the clickbait content creators here on YouTube. Let's get into it, guys.
We on that next level.
Broadcast is the Moscow, Idaho investigation. The crime scene has now been officially destroyed forever. Now, evidence is gone forever. And with the destruction of the house, we now have to talk about the tunnel. This is serious, and you don't want to miss a single second of this presentation. Without further ado, let's see what I have to say for myself this time. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Crime Circus. My name's Drip Drop, and I'll be your host, as always. This is an emergency broadcast. My next episode was supposed to be all about the corruption at the police department, and I have pages and pages and pages worth of notes that we are going to get to, but unfortunately not in this episode. Right here, right now, we're going to discuss the destruction of the house, but we're not going to discuss it like those other YouTubers have discussed it. The way they've discussed it is disgusting. Yeah. We're going to cut right to the chase without any filler because your time is super valuable. We're going to check out pictures. We're going to look at videos. We're going to have some insight, some input. We're going to take some guesses, and we are going to watch and observe the things we see. And we're not going to lie to ourselves with what our eyeballs see. You'll see what you see, and that is what it is. There is a tunnel, and there is a potential secret room. I keep trying to tell myself that this is just a guessing show. This is just someone else's fantasy. But the more that I do this, the more that I look, the more that I uncover, the more that I observe, it's scary. It seems so much more than just a guess. If someone keeps guessing things and it keeps being factual, well.
So whatever happened to Drip Drop? We don't really hear from him anymore. I used to watch his content all the time, and then all of a sudden we just stopped hearing from him. But I want to hear down in the comments if Because, like I said before, I've never seen any evidence of tunnels being under 1122 King Road. I've always heard about the tunnels being underneath Pullman and University of Idaho, under the actual colleges, the steam tunnels. But I've never actually heard or seen any evidence of the steam tunnels being under 1122.
Whatever that means, that's your choice. People have been emailing me, messaging me, commenting all day and all night long. Screenshots, videos. It's too much. I can't open it all. But I've done my own research. And before we discuss the tunnel entrance, let's have a little talk about the secret room. I didn't even know there was a secret room. I had heard various rumors about a secret room, but I really wasn't too sure on where to begin looking for that secret room without me spending the night there. And I know some of you out there wanted to spend the night there with me. Shout out to you. That takes a lot of courage. And I know you might have loved ones at home that would miss you if anything happened to us inside of that home. The home that's no longer there. However, we have a 3D walkthrough of this house, and I'm going to take you with me into the home right now. This is where the crime scene took place. This is 1122 King Road. Let's enter the house. As we enter, we're going to go up the stairs to the second floor. We are in the living room now. And what you can see over here is the hallway to Xana's bedroom with the bathroom in between. So, now that you've got a brief look at that, let me get where I'm going at with this, and then we're going to come back inside the house. Let's look at this news footage of the house being torn down. After they tear apart the second floor, you can see a very clear cutout to the wall. Yeah, this is super serious, and you know it is. How do you feel about this? This cutout right here that you're looking at is directly below Kaylee's room. So clearly it's not a window in Kaylee's room, because the window in Kaylee's room is directly above the cutout in the wall. And you can see there are no other cutouts in that entire front wall. So this means something. I put my sleuthing hat on and I decided it was time to do some extra deep dive sleuthing. So that is why I decided to start walking around this 3D animation house. Let's check this out. Keep in mind, Xana's room was further to the right than the rest of the house, which means that passageway couldn't be inside of Xana's bedroom. It means it has to be further over here. So let's go into the kitchen and observe where that cutout could possibly be. There's only one place that cutout could be, and that seems to be directly behind the refrigerator. Yeah. You can see that window there, and you can see.
Okay, why would they put a cutout directly behind the refrigerator? It is kind of super weird and super suspicious. Why would there be a cutout behind the refrigerator?
The edge of Xana's bedroom on the outside of the window. And as you can see in this photograph of the outside of the house, this is approximately.
And sorry for this video being super echoey. Back then, I just only had a laptop and I was doing everything off the laptop. Now I have an actual computer with a computer tower and everything. So sorry about the echo from the old video.
The area we're in. And that's where the mysterious cutout is that we can see during the demolition. So that brings us back to this fridge. I believe that's where the cutout is that we're seeing on the outside of the house. And if we come back up to the living room and we go into the hallway, back here somewhere is approximately where the refrigerator would be. And as I observe the size of this wall, it looks too big to be a bathroom. It looks like there must be a hidden room within the bathroom that you access from behind the kitchen. Yeah, boom. And I think these tenants might not have even known about the secret room. I've seen some super good horror movies where the landlord will hide hidden cameras inside of the tenant's home. And it's super common to do inside of Airbnbs. Yeah. If you're staying in someone's house, beware. They've probably got a hidden camera somewhere. So that's my theory on the secret room. I think it's behind the refrigerator, partitioned off inside of that bathroom on the second floor, and the landlord probably had some creepy equipment inside of there, such as networking equipment, fiber optics, routers, and wiring that would lead to cameras. Yeah, I mean, come on. A landlord renting a 6-bedroom house to all college girls? Of course he couldn't help himself. That's really just the world we live in, a bunch of sick-minded individuals, and you know that's true. How creepy does it feel that we are walking around inside of this house right here, right now, that we know they destroyed? Evidence could have been in this house. The passing away weapon was probably hidden within this home somewhere. Look at this, you have a vent in the wall right here. Did they even look in that vent? Did they even search inside of the alleged potential secret room? How about behind this art decor? I don't even think they searched anywhere personally. Could have been hidden behind the drywall. Could have been in the attic. Speaking of the attic, let's travel up to the 3rd floor. This is where Kaylee and Maddie lived. Let's just tiptoe on up to the 3rd floor together. Me and you. I certainly wouldn't want to go up there alone, but for investigative purposes, we do what we have to do. That's why I personally would be willing to go scuba diving, snorkeling, or magnet fishing in freezing water. And if the pond was frozen, I would break into the pond and still swim. Yeah, I'm that serious about this investigation. And if you're not, maybe it's time you start taking this investigation a lot more serious, because I can't find anybody else that takes this as serious as I do. And I very recently got a cosign from a former homicide detective. He actually went to the crime scene, and he found the black glove, and that is now in evidence in the official case. I studied the footage from the crime scene, and I found what may be Maddie's jacket, the one that the police threw down like it was trash.
Wait, did he just say that he knows a former homicide detective that went to the scene that found the black glove? Let's see, which homicide detective that we know of went to the scene and found a black glove? Oh, yeah, Chris McDonough. Chris McDonough is the one that found the black glove. And we have Drip Drops here stating that he knows Chris McDonough. I'll go back to it.
I personally would be willing to go scuba diving, snorkeling, or magnet fishing in freezing water. And if the pond was frozen, I would break into the pond and still swim. Yeah, I'm that serious about this investigation. And if you're not, maybe it's time you start taking this investigation a lot more serious, because I can't find anybody else that takes this as serious as I do. And I very recently got a cosign from a former homicide detective. He actually went to the crime scene, and he found the black glove, and that is now in evidence in the official case.
He got a cosign. So he got a cosign from Chris McDonough. Very, very interesting.
Studied the footage from the crime scene, and I found what may be Maddie's jacket, the one that the police threw down like it was trash, and you know that wasn't trash. And you know I get cosigns from intelligent individuals that know what they're talking about. And certain individuals have really low IQs that would never ever co-sign this show. I mean, just think about it. If you were going to go to the crime scene to watch the house be demolished, would you stand on the side of the house where you can't even see into the front of the house where you can see the secret room and the potential tunnel? No, standing on the side of the house would be a really low IQ move. Anybody with even a little intelligence would stand in front of the house so you could see exactly what was within the home. On the side of the house, your brain size must be the size of a gnat.
We've made Amplitude easier than ever, but our mission doesn't end here. With Amplitude,
I mean, seriously, just imagine getting a speeding ticket, driving 36 miles per hour in Moscow, Idaho, and then whining to your viewers for donations to pay for your speeding ticket. As you fly through 9 stop signs in a row, that is criminal offense. That is a habitual offender. That is somebody that belongs in prison for a really long time. And you know that's true. A whole lot of people in the world wish that that police officer went boom. Yeah. Moving right along. Back to the third floor. Remember? Let's tiptoe up. Up to the third floor where Kaylee and Maddie lived before some sicko took their lives and before some other sickos decided to destroy this home forever. Check it out. So that's the attic we were talking about. I told you the passing away weapon, the alleged K-bar or machete or whatever was used, could have easily been tossed up into this crawl space. We don't know if that was ever investigated up there. We saw a ladder on the side of the house. And in fact, that ladder was on the side of the house all the way up until the end. People were emailing me, sending me pictures and screenshots. That ladder was never removed. The lawn chairs, the cinder blocks, the couch, the screening on the side of the house, it was all removed. But the ladder was never removed. And remember, I already proved to you in a previous episode that was not a police ladder. That ladder was owned by those college kids. It was at the home prior to them being passed away, as you can see in this photo right here. As you can see in this picture, for some reason they never processed that ladder for evidence. They never even removed it. They just decided to let it be destroyed with the house. So we don't know how good this investigation really was. We don't know if they looked in every nook and cranny in the.
Gee, that's very interesting. They never removed the ladder. They removed everything else from the scene, like he was stating, but they never removed the ladder. Kind of makes you wonder why. It also makes you wonder why those two officers picked up what looked like Maddie's coat, looked at it, went through it, and then just threw it back down by the fire hydrant. That made me scratch my head for the longest time. Why would you pick a coat up, not deem it as evidence, but look at it, go through it, and then throw it back down by the hydrant?
House? I doubt it. Going to Kaylee's bedroom here. You know Kaylee's bedroom was worth investigating extra. Extra. And it made me sick to my stomach in the Demolition video when we could see Kaylee's bedroom from across the street. That was alarming. So here we are inside. You can see the sliding glass door that led to the balcony, where the perpetrator could have allegedly potentially entered that home. Remember, sometimes detectives get tunnel vision, and they think their initial theory is the right one, so they just roll with it, and they force puzzle pieces to fit together even when they don't fit. Because of ego, it can be hard for someone to admit they were wrong in the first place. I've been wrong. I've had some ego checks along this investigation. I may not be the best guesser in the world. Maybe one of you watching this program right now is a better guesser than me. But you know it's possible somebody accessed Kaylee's bedroom from the balcony. And I've previously told you multiple ways that could have happened. And I'll further discuss that in a future episode. But as for now, let's check out this window. Directly below this window is where we saw the access point, as seen here. That cutout in the wall is super suspicious because obviously it's not in Kaylee's bedroom, it's directly below Kaylee's bedroom. And we are not even going to enter Maddie's bedroom right now out of respect. Destroying that house was disrespect.
He's very correct there. That was very disrespectful, destroying the crime scene. The college didn't give a darn what the parents thought. Now, I do know, guys, that the prosecution and the defense were okay with the house being torn down. But you know what? A few of the parents weren't. And they should have listened to the parents, because I thoroughly believe that the whole tearing the house down is money motivated. Just a second, guys. Got technical difficulties. Okay, I'm back. It was saying that my camera was blocked on the other side. But yeah, I thoroughly believe that the tearing down of the house was money motivated because Scott Green was wanting to build low income student housing, and we all know that's more likely going to become another frat house or sorority house. So, and I don't trust Scott Green. I don't trust the University of Idaho. I don't trust nobody up there in Idaho. The only thing we can be happy about is that Scott Green is being replaced. They are bringing in a new U of I president. So goodbye, Scott Green.
They deserve respect. I mean, just think about it. Would you want to call Moscow PD? We've seen what they do to college students in that town, and that's why my next episode was supposed to be on. I've uncovered a lot of things about them, and I'm continuing to uncover more things as each day goes by. If I lived in that area, there's a terrifying choice to make. Remember the Banfield boys? They were ticketed $500 each. That is a crime, but that's not what this video is about. Now, moving right along. Let's go back outside of the house and look at some more demolition footage. This is filmed from across the street where the intelligent people with high IQs were standing. What do we see here? Well, I'll tell you the location of what we're seeing here. This is right over here in the area where I told you there may be a secret door. And for a refresher, for those of you that forget, or maybe this is your first time watching Crime Circus ever, and if it is, leave me a comment down below and let me know it's your first time here. And to the long-time viewers, shout out to you. I'm so happy you're here. This is the spare bedroom down on the bottom right floor of the house. This was apparently a vacant room for humans, other than it being a storage facility such as golf clubs, a mattress, and some other stuff that we're not sure what's even in there. Remember the potential doorknob? Okay, let's go back to the demolition footage. And now you have a better idea of the exact area we're looking at here. What do you know? We keep on guessing, and we keep on guessing right. That's the door right where we expected to see it. And for weeks, trolls have been leaving me comments saying how embarrassed I'm going to be when the house is demolished and there's no access points to any tunnels. What do you think this is? Right where we saw the doorknob in the picture from within the house that they wiped from the internet, but I have. The one that I obtained from the last standing realty website that mistakenly kept it up. To give you a better perspective, I'm going to put a picture on the screen with an arrow. Maybe this will help you. This is exactly where this is. Before the house was destroyed, after the house was destroyed. This is no laughing matter. Where does that lead? We don't know. Is it a crawl space? Newsflash, there's no reason that a crawl space would be there underneath a concrete foundation. This is scary. You know it is. I had a pretty good hunch when they demolished this house. More clues would be revealed. Clues they didn't think we'd pick up on. It's no wonder why they told certain individuals to stand on the side street, because they never thought we'd see this and they never wanted us to see this. Luckily, there were other viewing points and people were smart enough to get footage of this. And you can see these two individuals right here acting super suspicious, trying to block the cameraman. That group of shady individuals right there, They were trying to block the cameraman's view. Obviously, they could have been standing anywhere on that property, and they chose to stand in the direct line of sight. So that alone is super sus, just the way they were acting. Obviously, they could see it too, when they probably...
It is kind of suspicious the way they're standing. But I'd like to know where this door went to the tunnel. Because we all know now that where the house stood is now just flat. So did they fill in the tunnel and cover it up? We don't know. But was there ever a tunnel there? We don't know. It's just endless speculations and opinions because of the gag order. Could there have been a tunnel there? Maybe. Could there have been a tunnel not there? Maybe. Like I said, we don't know.
They didn't know what to make of it. They were probably confused, talking amongst themselves, wondering, are we supposed to destroy that other part of the house? We didn't know the house was that big. Where does that hole lead to? We don't know. But I have uncovered a sewer network that leads directly to the crime scene, right here in the side street that goes up and down the street in between the apartments and the house. As you can see on these lines right here, you've got pink and yellow lines. And as you can see over here on this little diagram that tells you what's what, look at these two lines. I personally can't even see a difference between these two. And we know it's one of those. So which one is it? Please let me know. Maybe my eyesight is failing, but these two things look identical. Why couldn't they just make one of them blue or one of them green or something? This is super confusing, but we know there is a little sewer system going right in between the crime scene and the house. And what do you know? That little access point goes directly into that suspicious little hill behind the house, just like I told you it was suspicious. It was not natural. No. We've got to get to the bottom of this and take a look at this.
You know the feeling. Those moments when your life changes forever. If you lost or need to update your health insurance because
It's a good thing because feeling successful shouldn't be your success metric. For me, it's three things: feeling like I'm serving my audience more effectively, feeling fulfilled that I'm making a
Stuff is hard for me to even believe. Some people even called me a conspiracy theorist. But regardless of any names you want to call somebody, I'm just doing the best investigation I can for the victims. And anybody with a brain cell knows that. These images that you're seeing on the screen right here, I'm not making these up. These are real. Other individuals that I don't even know took these. And we're just observing what we see. Are we supposed to keep lying to ourselves? We know what our eyeballs see. And I can't lie to myself. How about you? Right here. Right here, right here, right here. Keep in mind, this was supposed to be a police corruption video. I just threw this video together spur of the moment, last minute after reviewing these news clips. As for the tunnels, I have a ton more information that I didn't even get to in this video. This really should be a two-parter because I have a whole lot of information about the tunnels in Moscow, Idaho. Here's a sneak preview of some footage that was uploaded to YouTube 10 years ago, filmed from underneath the University of Idaho in Moscow, Idaho. This is footage from the actual tunnel underneath the university. And check out this transition. Yeah, those people walking around on that walkway probably have no clue what's underneath them. No clue whatsoever. They probably thought it was solid ground. Let's look at that transition again because that was really cool. The tunnels are everywhere. And don't even be surprised either, because they're underneath the Disney World, sports stadiums. Pretty much every single city in the world has underground tunnels. So don't act like it's weird. Or you might be weird. I keep hoping somebody can debunk the things I'm saying, but all they do is clickbait and fake news. Anyone that's ever claimed to debunk me has only been lying to you and lying to themselves, hoping to get clicks and revenue. Don't give it to them. They're not worth your time. They're really not.
Okay, this is going to be a two-part episode, maybe even three, because I didn't realize exactly how long I had recorded myself back in January making this video. And I didn't know back then about copyright either. So I just turned my camera off and let the video play. I know a lot more now about copyright, so I'm going to make this either a 2 or 3 part video series. So, like always, guys, like, subscribe, and comment on my channel. Hit that bell notification for any new uploads, and be looking for part 2 and part 3 to be dropping here within the next day or so. Y'all have a good night. This is Robert with True Crime Podcast, and I'm out. Peace.